Hello friends, welcome back. BigDenoPlays, Kingdom Death, the people of the Dreamkeeper. We're about to face Lantern Year 26. We are going to hunt ourselves another king. We're going to try ourselves at a level 3. I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling nervous. It should be a real challenge. A couple of things I forgot last Lantern Year. I did not provide returning survivors with the 2 Lumi with which they are deserving of. Thanks to our supreme cuisine. The Dobby's returning survivor, very good. And I did spend a little bit of Lumi on a few bits and pieces. I replaced some knowledges and so forth. So we're going to head ourselves off. This piece of artwork is literally here because I love the artwork and no other reason. So we're going to go set up for a showdown with the king and a hunt. We'll catch you very, very shortly. I'm excited. All right, friends, before we depart, let's quickly go through our survivors. We've got some pretty awesome gear now and stuff that actually helps a few issues. So old Dobby, he leaves with selfless, so he goes to survival 0 when he departs. However, thanks to his lantern set, he will gain survival up to the survival limit thanks to wearing that. Dobby is also partnered with Neville, and so he gets survival up to survival limit thanks to Neville as well. So clubs in the gear grid gain sharp thanks to this, and we've got Dome Buster, which is a club, so it is going to be sharp, which is lovely. Next, we have Neville. We haven't run him out for a little while. He's wearing a full Death King set with the Usurper axe. He is also the important chap, which means when he departs, he will gain full survival up to his max. Now, the reason why we're still partnering him with Dobby is because if he arrives at the settlement survival limit, he gains 2 reroll tokens, and during the hunt you can lose some shit. So this partnership dealio with optimism and collectivism has been tremendous. Great pickup from me. Shield Mastery, I always forget it. I never remember to use it, but it does exist. So and Juice Hunter, we can pick ourselves up some survival if we need to, which we don't. So we've got 2 Guardian rerolls in this showdown. We've got Guardians from Neville, and we've also got Guardians from Colin Creevy, who's also joining us, which we'll get to in a second. Rowena made a few little changes here. Still got the Grand Kingslayer and the full leather set with the Royal Shield. The Royal Shield adding 3 to all hit locations, which for some reason Scribe does not track, but we will remember to do that. Unfortunately, she is going to run into this with 0 Hunt XP because Aloha Mora is not joining us, and she is a collectivist, so she will leave with 0 survival, but hopefully we can get her some along the way, maybe using Juice Hunter. Salazar, once again, coming in with Physiognomy, High Roller, Unyielding, wearing exactly the same as before, which is the I might go over here and show you, which is the Phoenix set, the Crest Crown. We're wielding the Kingslayer, and we're hoping to sneak a wound with the Arc Bow. Unfortunately, unless we get some pretty hefty strength buffs, the Arc Bow is unlikely to be brought out in this fight. So it'll be Kingslayer, which is refined, sharp. So even though we need a 12, we're rolling 2 dice, and we get to re-roll failed wound attempts thanks to refined. So plus we get to cancel hit reactions in the first selected one. So that's a fantastic sword. Finally, Colin, he's just wearing our this rubbish. He's got nothing doing. If he dies, he dies, but he's got Guardian, so we get to re-roll. To everyone out there in the world, in addition to Neville's re-roll tokens that he himself also has, so we have potentially up to 6 re-rolls in this fight. I don't know if I've really expressed before how much I value re-rolls in a game that is dice dependent. you know, my approach to everything is about consistency. So if we can increase our consistency of effectiveness, then we really, you know, that allows you to make better decisions. And so having the ability to manipulate dice when, you know, we're a 60% chance or a 70% chance of something happening, it doesn't come off, you know, just being able to nudge that and make it happen really can allow you for some effective plays. Couple of new things. The lantern helm means we're deaf, so we have to be fist bumped. Not a big deal. Over here, the Death King set, so we are hushed. We can knock the monster down on a surge. We have Slayer of Kings, which means we can never be knocked down, and we get to automatically deflect and do an additional hit roll with the Usurper. The Death King set is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So, yeah, it's fun to use it. I feel confident. I feel like we have enough damage that we can get the job done, and I feel like we've got a decent amount of armor. But as always, it's going to depend on what happens in the hunt. So let's shuffle these bad boys and these bad boys, and we shall depart on a hunt. And so Dobby, collectivism, when he departs, set your survival to 0. Is he still collectivist 1? Yeah, he is, so he's still rank 1. We also have Neville. When he departs, he sets his survival to maximum firepower because he has the most armor of anyone. Dobby is also going to gain 3 to all hit locations thanks to the Lantern Cuirass. He's also going to gain 2 to his arms on arrival. I'm just going to do that now thanks to the Immortal Arm. Neville done. Rowena, she sets her survival to 0 because she is a collectivist. And she gains 1, 2, 3 from the Royal Shield. Salazar, he gains 2 to all hit locations with feather armor thanks to the Violet Armor Charm. And that's awesome, by the way. It's an awesome fucking thing. Physiognomy, very good. And finally, Colin. You're a great dude, Colin, and we really don't care if you die. So do your best, pal. Just do your best with your 5 survival. We'll move on, and we'll flip ourselves our first one, and this will be whoever's at the top, which I think is Dobby. King's Procession. Start the showdown immediately and ambush the monster if we roll a 9, an 8+. Come on, Dobby. Dobby's rolled a 7. Dobby's a fucking wanker. Mind you, what I'm actually finding with this is a lot of opportunities to start the showdown early. We're missing out on hunt, you know, events, courage, etc. So, you know, maybe this is a downside. The other thing I was thinking, there's a benefit to using instruments against this guy, and maybe this is sort of a way to say, hey, why not try some instruments? You'll probably get to start the showdown early, so instruments might be the go. How the fuck is Dobby at 0 insanity? You're in massive trouble, buddy. Colin's at 0 insanity too. Oh, we're in big trouble. Dobby should have some insanity. I think I have. Oh yes, Desperate Strike. Perfect hit. Yeah, perfect. So he'll get some when he blocks or deflects. So we might set him up to get some insanity. We fail on that roll, but there's nothing else. Oh yeah. Survivors lose 1d5 survival. We lose 4 survival. We'll move on to the next person down, which is Neville. Neville gets a random hunt event, and Neville rolls 41. 41 is a nightmare. Oh, what? We're getting a Twilight Sword? The event revealer gains 1d10 insanity and a -1 evasion token. So the event revealer is Neville. He gets insanity, which is 4. Oh, hang on, was it 1d10? 7. And a -1 evasion token. I'll use the token for that because that has catabolism potentially, which is bad. Use the token for that one. And then, if no survivor, the event revealer, they awaken to find a Twilight Sword adjacent to their body. Well, this has actually happened to the best person. Neville's going to select Twilight proficiency. He's going to put it on this bones. The reason why I say it's the best, we've got a bone sickle on him, so we can afford to lose that for the Twilight Sword, whatever. I mean, Neville's probably not going to use a Twilight Sword, but you never know. Great. Next one is another King event, and that is the next person down the list. The Impossible Door. Let's read this one. The survivors find a locked door. Oh, we don't have the portcullis key. Or the master key. I remember that. I think I said this when I first drew that. I love the fact that there's another value for the portcullis key. That is just wild. Another one, and it is Scout Hunt event. I ordered some sleeves from to be able to hopefully hide the backs of those things and see if we can. It's a 2 on the Scout Hunt event. Warning. This is unbearable. The Scout suffers 2 event brain damage. Well, that's a real shame for you, buddy. A mass of mangled survivors' bodies fused in horrifying configurations. The Scout must choose to divert or pass through. If they divert, roll a random hunt event. We will divert. 83. A Flesh Monolith. Who was this? This was our 4th person. The event revealer gains 1 courage and investigates. Well, let's see what we roll. It's a 2. Spend 1 survival and wriggle away. Done. Another one of these, which will be our Scout Unimaginable. I think we have 16 total understanding, if I recall correctly. 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 8 and 9, 17. Great. So we move on. Overwhelming Darkness. We know what that is, so top down. Dobby is a fucking wanker. That's a reference from quite a while back where Andy Serkis pretended to be Dobby on, I don't know, it was like Music Awards or something. No, what was it? Screen Choice Awards, something, I can't remember, but it was very funny. LMNO. R4. Gain a -1 evasion token, which we will ignore. All other survivors gain 1 survival. except for Colin, he can't. So worry about that later. Next person down the list is a 2, which is a -1 accuracy token. Next person is a 3, which is a -1 accuracy token. Salazar is a 7, which is a 1 event damage to his arms. And finally, Colin rolls a 5, which is all a -1 event thingy, and all other survivors gain 1 survival. So Colin, Colin's only got 1 survival, which is unfortunate for him. And that is pretty much it. So here we do this one. It's a random hunt event. We're back to the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So we're back to number 2, which is Neville. 85 for Neville. What's 85? 85 is a test of courage. If there are any survivors with 6+ courage, choose one of them to brave the lava. Salazar could brave the lava. They gain the adventure sword. So we get the adventure sword, but I don't really want it. So not sure what I can do in that instance. I don't think I have to use it. I don't think I have to take it. So when it's not cursed. So the difference with the Twilight Sword is it's cursed, so you have to take it. You can't get rid of it. But when you gain an item, you can choose not to put on your gear grid. So I would just discard it. That's fine. So we move on. It's another king event. Silent landscape. All survivors suffer 2 brain event damage. Okay. I think Rowena, no. Yeah, Dobby's got one of these bad boys. Okay. You reach through an empty... Oh, we have to nominate a survivor to investigate. Oh, large flat tooth. Yeah. We'll nominate our Colin Creevy. Rolls a lantern 10. Can't avoid fabric. Go on your Colin. You've done something, buddy. Void fabric. Great. Next one is another one of these, and that is a random hunt event. We'll roll 13. I got nervous there. I saw the 1. 13. 13 is Overload. Okay, so I'll put this one here. So this one is Rowena. She loses 1d10 survival and gains a random disorder. So we will give her a disorder. Seizures. And we will then accept the darkness, embrace our despair, and we will roll a 9, which is gain 1 understanding and the rageaholic disorder. Good. Good. Last king event is Causeway. Cool, so we will skip the next hunt space. If we cross the Causeway, we'll roll for a straggler. This is actually a bad one because, was her survival loss? 2, yeah. So if we have to prevail, Straggler could potentially die. Let's see. So who is this person? Salazar, is that right? It is Colin. So Colin does not have 3+ courage, so he cannot do that one. So 86. Just give me a portcullis key, you jokers, so I can do whatever that thing is. Putrid Tunnels. Ooh. On a 9+, each survivor rolls on a 9+, they potentially will gain leprosy. So Dobby has leprosy. Now that sounds bad, and it is, but it's -1 to all damage suffered. So when you combine that potentially with the other one, so Neville does not have leprosy. Rowena does not have leprosy. Salazar also has leprosy, and he combines that with his unyielding. So he's -2 off every damage roll. That's pretty interesting. But it's -2 to severe injury rolls. So, and Colin, you're an idiot, Colin. We're done with you. Good. Let's go over here. We've got a whole pile of things that we need to add to this situation. First of all of these energy cards are in play. They start in play thanks to full power. Full power. None of these trigger their effects, which I very much enjoy. However, at the start of the monster's turn, so I'm just going to apply arrival bonuses now because I think I set things up so that, yeah, Neville, Rowena, Salazar, yeah, okay, great. Rowena does not get to go to max. Salazar does not gain any more. Good. Yeah, so full power. At start of the monster's turn, if all energy cards are in play, draw an AI. Ignore this effect if all survivors are hushed. We do not ambush the monster. King's Presence. All naturally prostrate themselves in the King's Presence. At the end of the round, all survivors in the monster's facing are dominated. So dominated is you are knocked down and cannot be encouraged or fist bumped. However, fist and tooth proficiency lets you stand up. Either start of your round or the monster's round. So we'll just have to manage that carefully. Indomitable is relevant because of our approach with... So we will still be able to use the Death King Greaves to knock the monster down, but it will not stay knocked down. Whenever the monster attacks or is attacked, it stands at the end of that attack. So we'll just have to be considerate of that timing. 2 accuracy, 2 speed, 2 damage. I've already set the hit locations, the AI cards. It's all of them. It's every card he's got. And we have set the hit location deck as well. So the only thing we have left to do, I believe, is a couple of terrain cards. We get, Acanthus plants, which I don't really want. Oh, I really want tall grass. And Stone columns. I'm not even going to put either of those out. That's annoying. All right, I shall return shortly. All right, we're set up. I did actually put out some acanthus plants for, yeah, a bit of fun. What I've been trying to remember for this showdown is the materialize, or the ghost geometry rather, and just making sure that I have a handle on that and that there's no position where the dude can ghost geometry on any of us and hurt everyone else. Okay, so the beginning of the monster's turn, draw an energy card. We don't need to do that because all energy cards are already in play. So if at the start of the monster's turn, if an energy card are in play, draw the AI. Ignore this effect if all survivors are hushed. We are not all hushed. So the first AI card is Metabolic Fire. Cool, the closest threat in facing. We will actually get to decide who this is. And so we are actually going to select Salazar. And so Salazar, nice. All survivors in the combustion zone gain +1 strength and then suffer hits for 4 damage. Great. And knockback 10. Okay. So we get to decide how he approaches this ghost geometry combustion thing. So we're going to place him there, and that's 2 spaces away, which means the only target is Salazar. Now Salazar has High Roller, which doesn't help him because there's no dice rolls here. He has Unyielding, so these are actually listed as hits. Salazar also has Leprosy. So he's going to suffer 5 hits for 4 damage each. The first hit that he gets in a turn is discounted and he suffers a brain trauma, or brain damage rather, because of the Phoenix Placard. So I should have only rolled 4, so I'll just take that one away. And each of these hits are reduced down to 2 damage. So arms, 1, 2, head, 1, 2, boots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he suffers knockback 10. He's a long way away, but he does have speed 7, so good. Shame he didn't get an attack roll on us. Okay, so that was his drawing an AI card thanks to full power. Now, the monster's going to draw another AI card, which is his actual AI card. The closest threat in facing, wonderful, it is Salazar again. Ghost Geometry and Synchronic Attack. So at this point, we will actually use a dash on Salazar. And the reason we're doing that is if we don't, everyone will be too far away to do anything in this first turn. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to get a Ghost Geometry to here. And then it's a 4 speed attack, but that is actually increased to 6 speed. 1, 2, 6, thanks to the 2 speed tokens. 2+ will go to 7+, which will go back down to 5+. We don't have a shield here, but we'll see what we roll. Unfortunately, that's 6 hits. Not ideal. We do have High Roller, so we're going to steal one of those 10s. So it's 5 hits. And we will reduce our damage for each of these hits down to 4. So 5 hits, we will be using our dodge. Body, body, waist, waist, head. So the damage in question is... Oh, do I have to do anything else? Oh, he gains Catalyze and a strength token. I forgot that. Wish I didn't have to do that. Cool. So yeah, these damage are 4 each because we're reducing by 2. So we have 2 on the body, 2 on the waist, 1 on the head. So we will take a dodge. We're about to lose 5 survival. We won't dodge. Good roll for us, actually. Okay, and that is the end of the synchronic attack. At the end of his turn, all survivors in facing are knocked down. Salazar is knocked down. However, he stands back up thanks to Fist and Tooth proficiency at the start of our turn. Death Vortex. Great, so let me mull for a bit. Stand by. Okay. So I am going to start by activating Salazar. Now, he has catalyze. So at the start of his act, he has to archive a token from the card and suffer 4 damage to a random hit location. However, he also has, at the start of his act, he gains 1d10 armor to all feather armor locations at the start of his act. So this roll is pretty big. It's a 9, so everyone goes back up to 7, which is our value. Should really get a shield on there, so it takes it to 9. Need a different sword for there. So then he's going to archive his +1 evasion token. Does have still lose +1 strength. So unfortunately, and then he suffers 4 damage to a random hit location. That is not a hit. So he does not use unyielding or leprosy. Oh, hang on. Reduce all damage suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1. Still suffer 3. Leprosy works, but unyielding does not because of the specification of it being a hit. So then he has only dashed, he's not surged, so he's going to swing with the Kingslayer. So he has faceism, he is currently in the front, so he can hit. The Kingslayer is 2 speed, hitting on a 6+, his accuracy is +3, so he goes to 3+, and he rolls an 8 and a 3. So we take the Osseous Labyrinth. Okay. So I'm pretty okay with this one. So the Osseous Labyrinth, we will use our critical. We'll use our fingernail door. And so we automatically critical that. You pierce the delicate bone walls of the monster's hearing and consumption organs, and we gain a pallium. Boom. And so that does a wound, and that is that. So we do not do that reflex. So now this one, we will do yellow first again. So our total strength at the moment is 6. The Kingslayer is 8, so that takes us to 14. And we get to cancel this reaction, because this is our first selected hit location. So we don't do this reflex. It's a 5 and a 4, which is a 9, plus 14 is that right? 14. 14 plus 9 is not enough. We have refined, so we can re-roll a failed wound. That is 12 plus 14 is 26. That's a wound with hit location cancelled. and so we do not get dominated. Good. He will spend a survival to surge. And he will swing with the sword. Hits twice. We get Hollow Crown and Inflorescence. So the Hollow Crown is impervious. We get the dark forest. That is the dark forest. Great. So we get to choose which one of these we want. We actually do our roll first because we're a sword specialist. So yellow will be the crit. 6 and 1 is a failure. Yeah, we'll do this dark forest. We're going to cancel this reaction because I want him to be the priority target. So we'll re-roll thanks to refined. 3 and 3 is a failure. We ignore that reflex. We'll attempt to wound this one. We can't crit unless we roll a 10. 7 and 4, we can't wound. Does no wound. But a failure, gain the priority target token. That's him done. So we will move over to Rowena, who is in beautiful position here. She will move 1 to the rear. Rowena, she is going to attack with the Grand Kingslayer. She's hitting on a 2+. She hits on a 3. She does not perfect hit. She has not suffered damage to the head. And so we will flip a hit location, and it is the Majestic Gut. So she is looking for a 19 in total. She's looking for a 6, is a 50-50. So this is an opportunity for us to potentially use a Guardian reroll. And this is a sharp and devastating attack. Slow, sharp, devastating 1. So 6, it's a crit. That's beautiful. You strike the monster's center. If there are any catabolism energy in play, it violently exhales the stale air of the labyrinth and suffers an additional wound. Great work, Rowena. Sword specialist. Beautiful. So that's 1, 2, 3 because of devastating. That also triggers deflect on the Royal Shield because we have attacked with this weapon to the left, deflect 2 for free, and we have those tokens. She has no survival, but she can spend someone else's survival, and she will do so. She will spend a survival from Neville. And she will swing again with a surge. So she's hitting on a 2+. She hits on a 7, and we get the Ribcage. There is a reflex. Perform Ghost Geometry. Perfect. Perfect. We're going to be able to do some cool shit this turn. That's an 8. She has no luck, but it is a wound. And yeah, so that's a 1, 2 wounds. The monster does have a -1 evasion token as well, by the way, which I will put over here and remember. So monster's not knocked down. There's nothing else doing over there. So the reflex is perform Ghost Geometry targeting the attacker. We will do this. Let me think now. Okay, so we'll just nip over here. So Rowena is knocked down, and that is that. Which puts us in a perfect position as Neville, the man, the myth, the legend, is in prime bashing position with his axe. So Neville is wielding the Usurper, which is 2 hitting on a 3+, but he's in the rear, so hitting on a 2+, plus the evasion token hitting on a 1+. It's a Lantern 10, which is a perfect hit, which doesn't do anything for him. Oh, I meant to do Juice Hunter, that's all right. But we get 2 hits, 1, 2. Okay, so we'll do it in this order. So Axe Specialist allows us to re-roll a failed wound attempt, I think. Let me just confirm that for you. So I just added Axe Specialist. Yep, if your wound attempt fails, ignore it and attempt to wound the selected hit location. Again, limit once per attack. That'll also entitle us to potentially use a re-roll. So, so yeah, wounding on a 5. And we cannot be knocked down. So, well, actually, it doesn't really matter what order we do them in. So that's a 2, which is not enough. So we'll use our Axe Proficiency and attempt to reroll a failed wound attempt. We roll 5, so that is a wound. So he'll perform Ghost Geometry and he'll stay exactly where he is. I'll just double check. Ghost Geometry. Place the monster adjacent to the target on top of as many other survivors as possible. There's nowhere else he can go that is adjacent and on top of other survivors because of my great placements. So, and Dominated, I can't be knocked down. So that's a wound. We'll attempt to wound this one. And that is a 9. Do we have a luck? Neville! Critical! -1 toughness token. Neville Longbottom. He's amazing. Oh, I forgot Neville also has the deflect. He can do an additional hit roll, so let's hope he doesn't. Yeah. Neville's going to do a surge and get the trap. Good stuff. Hate that. Hate that feeling. Fucking trap. Okay, so all survivors are doomed. The monster struggles against its bindings. We look for the persistent injuries. 1, 2, 3, 4. The attacker and all survivors that are not hushed suffer damage equal to the number of energy cards in play to 3 hit locations. All survivors are doomed. Wow, what is the right approach to managing this trap? This is monstrous. I am not sure. Should everyone be in hushed? I mean, it doesn't matter. Yep. Okay, so 3 hit locations. Each person suffers 9 damage. So Neville, waste, body, waste. Neville, you joker. So severe injury roll for Neville. No systemic pressure. Hasn't used a guardian reroll. So 5 on the waist is warped pelvis. -1 permanent luck. Come on now. He can't be knocked down, so he's not knocked down. Jeez, his waist's taking a bit of a shellacking. Suffering in the genital region. So that's him done. Neville. No one else is hushed. He's literally the only one who's hushed. So Dobby, waist body boot, that's good. It's 2, not 1, Deno. And definitely have to get Salazar a shield. You're in a bit of trouble. Head, waist, hand, great. So when you suffer head damage, you take a knockdown thanks to seizures. She's already knocked down. Waist, hands. Salazar, don't roll the legs, buddy. Legs. Body waist. Oh, 3 severe injury rolls. Awful. All right, we'll do it in order. Any systemic pressure? No. Does he have any bonuses? No. Oh, he's going to survive actually. Leprosy is reduce all damage suffered by 1, so he's only going to have to do 1 severe injury roll to the legs, but it is -2. Because those were not hits, but leprosy triggers again. Yep, that's a 2, so we'll spend a Guardian reroll at this point on our person who's literally about to die. That's a 6, which goes down to a 4 on the legs, which is a dismembered leg. It's not ideal, but he's wearing a Phoenix set, so yeah, cool. So he's down to the same speed as everyone else. Suffer a bleeding token, and you are knocked down. You can no longer dash. Yeah, that's big. Bummer. All right. So now, this person, who I brought along purely to die, head, hand, waist, 3 severe injury rolls, Colin Creevy. So we'll do the head roll. That's an 8. He's used 1 systemic pressure, so that goes down to a 7. 7 on the head. Blind. This trap is utterly punishing. Gain a bleeding token. On the body, 9 goes down to 8. Eight on the body is a broken rib. We can heal that on the bed. And on the hands, 3 goes down to 2. We'll use his lifetime reroll, I guess. Yeah. 8 goes down to 7 on the hands is a broken arm. He's getting flogged. You may be asking why I didn't use the systemic pressure reroll from Guardian. Beautiful. Because that would have decreased his likelihood of surviving the roll, and it'll allow me to do a reroll on someone else. Fun times. We've now got Limitless King. In case I haven't shown you this artwork. Knockback 5 away from the monster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. put the unbound trait into play. Each survivor notices danger one after another. Old Dobby. 7. Dobby suffers 5 brain damage and 3 damage to the body. So Dobby has to do a severe, a brain trauma. So we get +2 to this because of our thing. Oh, is he going to suffer too because of leprosy? So brain trauma. 3 goes to 5. Danger seizure. Gain a random disorder and 1d5 insanity. He gains himself 5 insanity. And he gains himself a random disorder. Phobophobia. It's a good one to get. Next person on the list is Neville. Now Neville is hushed, so he gains 1 evasion permanently once per lifetime. And that's it. Rowena, she rolls a 2, so she will suffer 5 damage to the legs. And she will suffer knockback 5 towards the farthest board edge. When a survivor is knocked down or if a survivor suffers knockback, the sound of their impact converts. So 3 damage to random hit location, 3 damage to the body. Great. Next person is Salazar Slytherin. He rolls a 9. That's good. He gets hushed. And last person on the list is Colin. Colin rolls a 4. Colin suffers knockback 5. 5 damage to the legs. Oh, he's still alive, Colin. And 3 damage to random hit location. Waste. Hands. All right, so that's going to be a severe injury roll to the hands. So that's death, so he will use his systemic pressure reroll. I mean, it's 6 1, half a dozen the other. I'm keeping him alive for a reroll that he's never going to use. Nah, he'll just die. Okay. That'll be the end of our turn, unfortunately. Dobby will just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he will put up a block with his beacon shield. Neville has already done a move, so does Neville do a dash? Yeah, Neville will do a dash actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I assume he can do dash. He doesn't have anything that stops him doing dash. Yeah. This one. And that is the end of our turn. So it's the monster's turn. Neville and Salazar are both hushed. So the monster draws an AI card because all of the energy cards are in play, but not all survivors are hushed. So we will flip a repeating survivor in the blind spot. Oh no. Oh no. We definitely have to do it on Salazar because he has the priority target token, so it goes on him for sure. Then draw an AI and place this back on top of the deck. Weight of the crown. They are dominated and gain 1 systemic pressure for each token on this card. That's fun. Doesn't say it's a systemic pressure token either. Okay, at this point, do we surge with the usurper and try and stop the rest of that from happening. Sorry, do we surge and knock him down and stop the rest of that card happening? He'll then draw it again. So no, so I think we'll let that happen on this instance. Great, so Salazar's targeted. He suffers a systemic weight of the crown, blah, 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 blah. So he gains a systemic pressure. He's dominated, which means he's knocked down. And then we draw an AI card and this gets placed back on top of the deck. So Creation's Storm. The closest threat in facing is no one. So the closest survivor is Death King Neville. So he's going to turn. Now this is interesting. So current, 1, 2, 3. So current's not going to happen. That's good. So we have to let this go. And this is speed 8. Because of the speed. Accuracy 2. And this is a 2+. Oh, literally. Oh, hang on. 3+. That's good. 3 2s. Okay, so that is 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Now, what has he got on? So he's got unyielding, so reduced damage from every hit by 1, and he has, that's it. I'm going to add +2 to his roll from, no, he doesn't have that. Okay, so 5 hits. Each of these hits is doing 5 damage. Head waste. So we'll spend a survival to dodge the waste. And then each of these does 5. So body, hand, head, boot thingy. So 5, 5, 5, 5. That's a good roll for us. And that'll do. So current 6. So current allows it to shock arcs to survive with gear up to X spaces away. No one in range, so that doesn't trigger. So now it's his actual AI card draw. He will draw Weight of the Crown. This will target Neville because we've lost the priority target token now. And we will, at this point, spend a survival to surge. Wrong section, Deno. Surge, spend a survival. And we will use our if you're in the monster's field of view, I have to spend a survival to dash as well. That's annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there. We are now in the monster's field of view. We knock him down. This is back on top of the deck. So nothing else triggers. At the end of that, he gets up. Everyone in his facing is dominated, so they all get knocked down, but everyone stands up at the start of our turn thanks to Fist and Tooth proficiency. Okay. Dobby. Spend a survival to dash into the rear. Swing with the Dome Buster. He has a speed, so he rolls 2 dice on this. Dome Buster is not slow. He's +2, so he's plus the evasion. So he's hitting on 2+. 6 and a 5. No perfect hits. We get inflorescence and we get inflorescence. Wunderbar. We don't have any reaction cancelling on this. Fingernail Castle. And the Lightning Forest. Damn. Lightning Forest sucks. Alright, which one of these do we want to do first? So, all survivors and the monsters. Whew. This is a hard fight at level 3, I tell you what. We'll definitely do this one first. So there's no critical. Dome Buster is currently strength 19. So there is no way for us to surpass. Yeah, so there's no way for us to surpass. So this, oh no, sorry, I lie. I forgot, we're using a club weapon and so we're sharp. So our total needs to be 11 for this to gain a surpass. So the yellow will be our thing. That's a 10. Yep, so it's just a wound, which knocks off weight of the crown, which is the most important thing. Reflex. All survivors in the monster's field of view suffer 5 brain damage. Not Dobby. Neville. Rowena. Salazar. That is his reflex done. We don't have any way of cancelling reactions on that guy at this point. So this one, attempting to wound this one. That's a 9. It's not a 2 wounds, so we'll just take the 1 wound. I mean, it's a wound, so we should be happy with that. Reflex. Place the Gable's terrain under the king. Perform basic action targeting the attacker. We can't do anything about preventing that because we've already dashed with Neville, which is very annoying. And we can't do anything to move him out of the way. So we perform a basic action. Our only hope here is that we do not get hit on Dobby multiple times. We do have 2 blocks up. It's a wonderful time to be me. Block, block, nothing. You suck, idiot. The tree. Oh no, the tree sucks, man. The tree makes everyone have to suffer it, even if they're not. But that's a current. And that says after damage current. Perfect. So there is no after damage. So that stops the chain. That is amazing, but bad. Should we have any more stuff? Oh, we can't place it because that's impassable. Maybe we don't have to worry about that then because Gable's terrain. Yep. Whew. Dobby will spend a survival to surge. Did Dobby dash as well? I think he already dashed. No, I just didn't mark it on that. Again, we'll swing with the Dome Buster. 6 and a 1. So the 1 is probably an opportunity for us to use one of Neville's systemic pressure rerolls. I think so. So Neville Guardian reroll on the 1 into a 2, still a hit. This and this, so we are only going to get one of these unless we jank a critical. So this is with the club. There is nothing that club gets us. It's not a desperate strike. Yeah, so we just need to see if we get a critical here. Yes, that's very fortunate. A coin from another realm drops into an open stone mouth. I didn't specify, but I was. So I'm going to take 1, 2 because of surpass, and we get a king's coin. It's beautifully minted. Look at the minting. That's lovely. Let's see if we can get it again. Critical again. We don't critical. Oh, do we have a luck? Oh, we don't. 1, 2, but we do hit the number for our extra thing. So again, ghost geometry. So it has to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. He cannot be knocked down, however. Ghost geometry says on collision suffer 5 brain damage. So Neville's going to suffer 5 brain damage. And that is all. So, good turn from that guy. Let's do our Grand Kingslayer. She's going to dash. And she's going to spend survival from Neville. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she's going to go 1. Oh, she's 6. Into the rear. So, yeah, speed 6 from the Lantern Festival mask. So really big roll this one. So systemic, the re-roll in play. So we hit. Don't be a fucking impervious, you fucking joker. Do we have anything we can do about discarding hit locations? We don't. She suffer a severe injury? No. That's lucky. Oh, can we critical it? 2, we do not critical. Gain the priority target token. We'll spend a survival to surge. We'll spend that on Neville. Attempt to hit again. Roll 3, we hit. It hits. Dark Forest. Perfect. Set our survival equal to the survival with the lowest survival. Oh look, I'm 0 and I've got all for 1. Eat it. And this is 19. We have a -1 toughness, so we're looking for 5 here to wound. That's a 1. We'll use our second Guardian reroll. Lantern 10. It's a wound, but it's not a crit, unfortunately. 1, 2 from Devastating. Okay, we have Neville to go here. We have Salazar, actually. We might bring Salazar up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't dash, so we can't do anything else, but... yeah, so now we'll do Neville. So he's going to swing with the gauntlets. He gets a deflect when he gauntlets. We've used those. She's got deflect on those. So the Usurper hits twice. We'll then roll another one. 1, 2, 3. that's actually the best spot for him. So we'll do that. So none of these reactions are really problematic other than this one. So Axe Mastery on Neville, or Axe Proficiency, allows us to reroll a failed wound attempt. We are wounding on a 4+, and critting on a 10 because we lost our luck. So we'll do it in this order. That's a failure, so we use our reroll from the Axe Mastery. So that's a 9. It's not a crit, but it is a wound. Draw an energy card. There's none. The next one is this one. So again, 4. That's a 6, so that's a wound. We don't fail. And this one, that's a 5, so it's a wound. It's not a failure. And reflex, at least one death energy is in play. Move the monster full forward. Any survivors it collides with suffer 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So 5 hits, sorry, and lose 2 survival. So I'm not going to do that. You can. What's your speed at this level? Speed 9. So he's going to collide with him, which is fine. So he's going to suffer 5 hits for 4 damage and lose 5 survival. Can't avoid that. So here's the 5 hits. We get to ignore the first hit with deflect, which is from the gauntlets. So we're waist, head, body, hand. Oh no. And each of these hits are at -1 from unyielding. Well, this actually sucks. So we got 1, 2 severe injury rolls. Okay, well, he's got no systemic pressure. He doesn't have +2 to unyielding rolls, so but he does have re-roll tokens that he can spend on this. So the body one is a 3. That's 2 bleeding tokens. I'll take that. He's not +1 or -1. No. Yeah. And then the waist is a 6. Destroyed genitals. Gain 3 insanity and a bleeding token. Now Salazar's going to swing while he's there. Kingslayer. 1 and a 2. It's a great turn of events. The 2 actually hits for Salazar. He's 3 accuracy. No, the 2 doesn't hit. You absolute spud. I got a Guardian reroll. Do I worry? Nah, I'll just spend a survival and do a surge. That's really annoying, Salazar. You could have brought us home here, buddy. A perfect hit, though. Do you have anything for perfect hits? No. So 2 hit locations. Come on. We'll do this order. So we get to roll he's a sword mastery. Yellow first, yep, so that's a wound. We get to cancel the reaction on the first hit location, so we'll choose that one. Take a wound. And then the other one, it's a 1 and a 5 because of refined. We get to re-roll the failed wound attempt. That's a 7 and a 1 plus. I don't think that's enough. I think we needed 12. No, so that's a fail. That's the end of our turn. It's tough. It's tough. This is a big fight. Again, just remembered, start of his turn, he loses a strength token from Catalyze. Start of his turn, he also gains 6 armor back at all of his hit locations. And then he suffers 4 to the body. Does he suffer 4? He suffers 3. Great. We then lost catalyze because there's no more tokens on the card. That is the end of our turn now, properly. Monster's turn. So, all survivors are not hushed, so we draw an AI card. It is stone creation. It does target, because of the priority target token, it actually targets Rowena. So he's going to perform ghost geometry, but at this point we will spend a survival on both on her, probably. Yeah, so we'll spend a survival on Salazar to do a surge, and he's going to have a swing. Don't know if I did his surge before, with the sword, whilst he's still in the front. 2 hits. Come on, don't fuck me here. Inflorescence. Spire of Eyes. And this one. So we get to cancel the first hit reaction. I think we'll actually do it this way. I think we'll cancel this one. And let's attempt to wound. So that is not a wound. So we can reroll a failed wound attempt. That's a wound. Great work, Salazar. And we cancel that hit location thanks to the Kingslayer. We'll now attempt to wound this one. We fail, but we're refined, so we can reroll failed wound attempt. It's a 1. We will use a Guardian reroll here, I think. This is our last Guardian reroll on this one. This is a huge roll. If we get this, it's really good. Oh, critical. Oh my god, it gains an accuracy token and is knocked down. You fucking idiot. Boom. Oh, that was first strike. Everything about that sucks. I did that completely wrong, but we'll take it because I got to cancel the hit location on that location either way. Yeah, so fine. So that card is now done because the monster was knocked down. Salazar on fire. So now he draws his first AI card. What's he got left? I mean, he's only got 5 wounds left. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, and he draws Death Vortex. So this is actually gone now because he did target her, even though he didn't get to perform the action. So this is 6 speed, and this is on Salazar. He's got a -1 accuracy now, which is amazing. Salazar's evasion 4, so it's basically at 5s. Man, what a shit roll. I just wanted a 10 in there so I could use High Roller. We'll take an 8 from High Roller. We'll discount the first hit. Yep, that'll be it. So we'll roll 3 things. We will dodge the body. So we're taking 4 damage, which goes down to 3 from Unyielding, which goes down to 2 from Leprosy. 2 damage to hands, 2 damage to boots. And then we're going to lose all his survival. So that's a shame. That is it. Whew. Okay, I think we can get it done this turn if we don't draw the trap. We'll do Salazar. He's going to shuffle the hit location deck with his act. thanks to Crest Crown. He is still insane, so he can do that. And that's him. We'll do Rowena, so she's going to spend a survival from Dobby to dash. And then into the rear. So she will swing with the Grand Kingslayer in the rear. That'll bring up her deflect. That's a 3, which is a hit, and it is an inflorescence. This is the second last one of these, I think. Oh, there is a critical. Catalyzed. That's fucking bad. Fire Palace. Sword Specialist. I don't think she's got any luck. Do you have any luck, Rowena? No. Oh, this is bad. We didn't perfect hit. Alright, well, if we can roll a crit, it's amazing, but... Oh my god. Oh, fuck yeah. The Fire Palace ignites. Inside Kingdom Death, within 3 spaces of the Fire Palace, suffer 10 damage. 1-2 from Devastating. Surge, spending from Dobby. Come on, Rowena. Bring it home for us. A critical hit, a perfect hit. So she gains 1d5 insanity from a perfect hit. She gains 1 insanity. Woo. Hey, it's still better than nothing. And, oh, that's awesome. She hasn't used her deflect once, by the way. Come on. Don't be the trap. Oh, super dense. We can do it. Come on. 3 is not enough, is it? Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, it's not enough. Am I missing anything here? 22. I've used my reroll. Damn. It's not a wound. Oh. All right, Neville. Neville is going to charge forth, bravely surging. Doesn't need to surge, but all right. So there's 3 wounds left. He's going to use the 1, 2, 3, the Usurper. He hits twice and okay, 3 hits. Come on. 1, 2. Oh, Fingernail Castle's bad. That one doesn't bother me because we can't be knocked down. But it does potentially impact. No, he's not going to be able to do that. So that's good. There's nothing else we need to worry about, I don't think. So should get it done here. What's this reflex? All survivors in the monster's field of view suffer brain damage. Yep. Great. Winning this one, we've got 2 reroll tokens and we've got our Axe Mastery. So this should be a fait accompli. We don't do anything with crits because we lost our luck, but that would have been awesome. 4 is not enough, or is it enough? 4 is enough because we have a -1 toughness token, so that is a wound. Perform Ghost Geometry targeting the attacker. There is actually no spot for him to do that and touch anyone else. So that's a wound, and as long as we have a 4+, we killed the level 3 king. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. So we didn't encourage, no one suffered knockback, and we didn't use any instruments. We defeated a level 3 king. And we made it very, very hard. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I felt like we did pretty much everything right there in terms of damage and what have you. But yeah, tricky. When you defeat a level 3 king, 4 basic, 10 king, and 1 black lichen. The black lichen is what I wanted from this. Now we're just going to see if we can roll a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. The more important 10 of these bad boys. Fortunately, we get the scavenger kit as well, so it's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And a black lichen. Because he has the scavenger kit. We will complete the showdown. We will gain 2 hunt XP. We've got collectivism, and faceism. We'll return and advance the year. There's no benefit for defeating a level 3 king on the actual encounter board. However, we do gain the scout discovery for the king, which is this. And we will look at that in a second. And then we also, or do we actually do that straight away? Just need to check proficiencies. Dobby definitely got 1 in a club. Rowena definitely got 1 in a sword. Pretty sure I marked Rowena's, but I don't think I marked Dobby's. Salazar didn't get a bow. Okay. I think it's the first time you defeat a level 3 monster, you do that in the aftermath, but not sure. Hunt reenactment. We'll do a hunt reenactment. Now we'll do haunted. A 4. We have Song of the Brave. Any returning survivor may join in the chorus and gain 1d5 insanity. Good. So speaking of returning survivors, also gain 2 Lumi. So Dobby, 4 insanity, 2 Lumi. Neville nearly died, by the way. 2 insanity, 2 Lumi. Rowena, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 Lumi. Salazar, 1, 2, 2 Lumi. And that is all. So, I'm not sure how we handle scouting these days. It feels bad. Let's look at this. I'm excited by this. King's last meal. Gain the King tablet scout gear. They arrive at a gore-strewn field filled with familiar trappings of settlement life. If you roll an 8+ here, we can get a second conviction principle. A bit perplexed as to what we do, if this is done in the aftermath or if it's done later. Maybe I should read the scout rules actually, if it says anything about if the scout survives when you defeat a level 3 monster. Let's have a read of scout rules. Scouts of Death. It's on pictograph, isn't it? Scout discoveries. The first time a survivors defeat a level 3 quarry monster with a surviving scout. There you go. So we do not actually get to do that. But it would have been cool if I rolled an 8. Whee! You get a second conviction principle. You get to have both convictions. That seems amazing. Okay. So I think we have done everything we need to do on return. So we've got our pondering. So we're pondering some collectivism and some faceism. Collectivism, Facism. So, Dobby is pondering collectivism 2. Gain 1 Lumi and roll 1d10. Oop. He rolls a 1. All departing survivors gain a strength token and 1 insanity. Pretty good. Again, Wanted Legion. Draw and resolve lights in the sky. Again. Not bad, not bad. Lights in the sky, you know how I feel. I don't know why I sing that every time, but +1 or +2 to results. That may come in relevant as we're probably going to do some nightmare training and stuff. Great. So the next person who is collectivist that also leveled up is Rowena, and she got to level 3 collectivism. Gain 1 Lumi and roll 1d10. She gains 1 Lumi and she rolls a 2. Myrmidon's Call. Oh, 1 systemic pressure and 1 evasion. Wow. What does Myrmidon's Call do? I have not leveled anyone up in collectivism, so Myrmidon's Call. You encourage, without spending survival. When you encourage a survivor, they gain +2 movement tokens. Spartans, what is your profession? Ho, ho, ho. The Myrmidons are actually Achilles, special dudes. Used to fight with him, Patroclus. They're called Myrmidons. There you go. I think that's correct in my remembering of Greek mythology. What's 8 eyes? Facism. Who was leveling up Facism? Salazar goes to... Oh, is he Facism 4? He is Facism 4. Oh, that's bad. He could lose everything. He could become a sculptor's apprentice. What does Salazar roll? A 3. We gain a population. We get to give them a hunt XP, and we gain Sculptor's Apprentice. Do we want to replace High Roller? No. We've already got Sculptor's Apprentice in the deck. So yeah, new population, but we'll just call that a day. We probably are going to make a couple of new populations, try and get some champions that we can just punch on and get some crits. Let's add some stuff to storage, shall we? Basic, we got ourselves Lantern, Hide, Organ, Love Juice. And the rest of these are Kings, baby. And we also got a Black Lichen, so. Pallium, Void Fabric. King's Cloth. Pylorix. Majestic Arm. Heavy Chain. King's Cloth. Spiral Pauldron. Ancient Blade. Majestic Arm. Stone Infant. King's Coin. Hollow Crown. Not bad. Not a bad turn of events. So the first endeavour we will spend will be on this one here, which is a game session. And this is on the Gaming Gazebo forum location or settlement location. Here it is. So what we're looking for here is a 1. If we get a 1, we gain Game Master, which allows us to potentially make a Gambler's Lantern or this Lantern Cuirass, or potentially the Lantern Helm. And we actually do have the lucky dice already. So we want a 1 here and we get to re-roll. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to turn it into a 1, much as I would like. So we'll do maybe Sybil. No, we'll do Vernon. Vernon. Come on, Vernon, be shit. Roll a 1. Oh, it's a 5. He'll spend his lifetime reroll, and he will roll. Oh, 3. We gain a rage pawn. I don't really want a rage pawn, actually. Well, I should probably get sacrifice, actually, shouldn't I? Because I've got so many shit survivors now. Got a rage pawn already? No. That would allow us to make a Fortune Lantern sword. That is a left blue, which probably doesn't help me an awful lot. I really needed that 1. That's a shame. Maybe we will do an innovate this lantern year, and we'll use 1 hide, 1 organ, and I'm sure we've got a bone that we can use from the Phoenix. Not rainbow droppings, not small hand parasites. Running light on bone, aren't we? Majestic arm. I'm sure we've got sacrifice in here, and I feel like maybe that's something we could use. Scarification, Memento Mori, sacrifice, records. We'll take sacrifice. Death Ritual. Endeavour. Sacrifice. So if we do a death ritual, we can get Grim Accept, and you lose all your insanity. You may remove 1 of your disorders. -1 population, departing survivors gain 3 insanity. So we want 4 to 5. So let's do that with someone. And have we got Water of Life? What's Water of Life? Is it remove a disorder, or is it remove a serious injury? Remove a disorder. Pretty sure there's one way that we can remove stuff. Death Ritual, Fermentation, Partner, Hollow Stone, Augury, Stone Noses, Nutrition, Nightmare Training, a game session, Forbidden Dance. It's a Barber Surgeon, I think. There's a way to clear the warped pelvis, I think, maybe. Bed lets you remove broken injuries and a ruptured muscle. Barber surgery, trepanning, intracranial hemorrhage. Sure, there's a way you can clear a warped pelvis. Okay, stand by. Bloodletting. Bloodletting's the answer. You can heal it from bloodletting. Don't have bloodletting. So if we just look at the survivors we're going to take into the next hunt. Losing that luck on Neville really upsets me. I would like to clear that, so we'll try and take bloodletting into the next one. You know what I just remembered? We get an indomitable resource from the king. The miracle liver. When you gain this, gain the pattern card for a seditioner. There it is. Gain a seditioner. 1 miracle liver, 2 death metal, and 2 leather. Let's have a look. So we'll use this to make leather, and then we will also do a couple of other things. So we'll do the shrine, so we get that. We're going to try for one of these as well, lights in the sky with graves. We don't need quixotic. We'll probably do some bone beads maybe. We'll see. Just looked up the regicider. That's not what I want. I want a seditioner. What an idiot. I wish I had a regicider. It looks awesome. Where's the seditioner? There it is. Oh, it's also good. It is also good. Oh! It's awesome, actually. It's an axe as well. Good. All right. So we've made leather. We've done lights in the sky. We've done graves. We're gonna do a sacrifice. So I'll do these rolls. Start of not that one. I'll do sacrifice, I should say, because I want to get 3 insanity on departing survivors. So we've got shrine. We'll do the sacrifice now. So, so we want to get either a 2, 1 to 5 is our roll here. So that's an 8. Unfortunately, -1 population, you may lose all of your insanity and gain a disorder. So we'll lose a disorder. We're going to kill Lucius with that. Guess what? That gets us a endeavour back. So we can actually just continually repeat this over and over with shit people. So Vernon will do it. And there's the 4 that we needed. So we'll kill Protego. And we gain, that's endeavour back. So we're back down to 4. And departing survivors gain +3 insanity. So we've done that one. So I've still got 4 endeavours to spend. At this point, I think we'll go for maybe some nightmare training. So Salazar has no survival. Neville doesn't have enough survival. We'll do nightmare training on Dobby. He's got 13 survival. 1, 2, 3. And he will attempt to learn how to wield a club effectively. He rolls a 5, which we can turn into a 7, which is survival and try again. And he rolls a lantern 10, which is exactly what we didn't want, because nightmare training lantern 10 is 1 accuracy or 1 strength, I think. And you don't get a chance to re-roll. Oh, now's a good time to do forbidden. Gain 1 permanent accuracy or strength. Dobby, what's your accuracy like? 1. You get +2 accuracy with clubs. Strength is probably we'll do strength. The other role that was worthwhile looking at doing, which I just scrolled past, was Forbidden Dance. So the King's Step Secret Fighting Art is actually an interesting one in this instance. So we're +2 on this role. So let's look at doing 4 of them or 3 of them on some of our survivors. So let's do it on Rowena, because she doesn't really mind if she loses the movement. So come on, Rowena, come on. It's a 9. I could turn that into a 10. What do I want, evasion or King's Step? Because if you've got King's Step, when he does the, you're hushed. We'll take the evasion. Salazar, same. Oh, we need to heal his dismembered leg. Do we have a way to do that? No. Can't dash. Actually, he's pretty much cooked now. I don't think we'll bring him anymore. So that is what it is. All right, I guess we'll... Neville doesn't really need an evasion, but... No. Dobby, no evasion. Alohomora. Yeah, we'll do Alohomora. That's a 6, which is a +1 permanent evasion. Sure, we'll do Dolores. Why not? Get yourself a permanent evasion, Dolores. She does. So our actual hunters that we are going to use, Salazar's tapped. Alohomora Cedric. Gilderoy, you're also tapped. So we're going to build some leather. Phoenix. Nope. No hide. It's all king. King's cloth. 1, 2 leather. And we gained ourselves a miracle liver. One, 2, a leather. And that should entitle us to build the Regicider from our patterns. Patterns aren't on display right now, so we'll stop that and we'll go have a look at patterns. For some reason that is not filtering the patterns, probably because it's a location that I don't technically have. Seditioner, 2 leather, 2 death metal, miracle organ, 1 seditioner crafted. Anything else we can make that we want. Lance and sword is probably a no. Green charm, that could be interesting. That could be pretty interesting indeed. Don't have the things, I can't make those. Bloom spheres are no. Nope, I think we're pretty much in end game gear. I mean, we could try and make more of the king's, another set of king's armor. Maybe that's the go. Oh, another royal shield actually. Yeah, another royal shield. Yep, done. Yeah, the royal shield is absolutely baller. Okay, so I'm going to call it there, friends. Been a good session for us. We're tracking very nicely indeed. We are at almost our maximum firepower as we move into Lantern Year 27. We'll do another king hunt, and then we'll face Atlas, and then who knows, maybe we'll just go splash around in the kiddie pool for the last lantern year and fight some level 3 smog singers or something. We'll do something ridiculous in the last lantern year. And then we'll get into the God Hand. So we're very close to the end. And I shall see you then. Big Deno out.